Well, construction is about to start on local interstates.
This time it's for the largest project in the history of VDOT. The agency is preparing to add lanes to I-64 and build a new high-rise bridge in Chesapeake. Tonight, VDOT held an open house where residents could learn more about the changes in store. Robert Boyd has the story.
Well, as you can see from this timeline, this project has been years in the making, and now they're set to begin construction next month. Tonight, we spoke with residents who say it's about time. They need some relief from all the congestion and traffic. An average of 80,000 vehicles cross the high-rise bridge every day. Bobby Howe is often driving one of them.
I mean, right now, 64 has got a terrible backup all the time at the high-rise bridge. So, I mean, hopefully it won't get worse, it'll get better.
Howe was one of many residents at Deep Creek High School Wednesday, eager to hear VDOT's plans for what will be a historic $550 million project.
This is the biggest design-build project that VDOT has ever done right now, to date.
The project consists of building a new 100-foot high-rise bridge, which will run alongside the already existing 65-foot bridge.
It's going to carry all the direction toward Virginia Beach. The existing bridge is going to be converted to carry all the traffic going towards Suffolk.
The project will also add one lane in each direction over a 9-mile stretch, expanding the corridor from 4 to 6 full-time travel lanes.
Oh, we've needed this for a long time. I think Tidewater is behind on all of their projects.
Residents say it feels like they've lost years of their lives waiting in traffic on this stretch of highway.
It's always backed up at the foot of that bridge all the time. And it's got a lot of merging there coming in. It's a big problem. With these extra lanes, it should help us out.
But not everyone left the meeting satisfied.
It's a very big project. It's very costly. And, you know, why are we doing this?
Patty York doesn't understand why the new bridge is 35 feet taller than the original. VDOT says it's so ships can move underneath without putting in a lift. Eventually, the future plan is to replace the original bridge with another 100-footer.
I do have a fear of heights, and so if they just keep rising the height of these bridges, I'm not going over it.
The current project is expected to be complete by the year 2021. In Chesapeake, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.
VDOT broke ground on the expansion project back in January. You can read much more about the project. We have a link to the information. Just look for this story on our homepage.
We had a chance recently to talk to Virginia's Secretary of Transportation, Shannon Valentine. The high-rise bridge expansion, all part of a bigger picture across Hampton Roads. One of many projects designed to get traffic moving, connect all the different areas, and ultimately bring businesses to the region so that Hampton Roads can grow. Other projects include the expansion of the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. You can watch our interview with Shannon Valentine, see what she says about tolls and funding for projects. Just log on to 13newsnow.com and search Shannon Valentine.
Tonight, the attorney for Mark Whitaker is responding to new developments in a forgery and fraud case against the Portsmouth councilman. According to court documents, a special prosecutor says Whitaker and his attorneys acted unethically when dealing with witnesses. Whitaker's attorney told us tonight that the assertions are without merit. The prosecutor's filing states victims' stories were used in a special grand jury testimony, and those stories later changed in sworn affidavits. Witnesses have been subpoenaed to appear at a hearing in June. Councilman Whitaker's attorney says they plan to file a written response with the court.
Tonight, the city of Milwaukee is bracing for backlash after video was released showing an NBA player getting tased during an arrest. Milwaukee's mayor called the video disturbing, and Sterling Brown of the Milwaukee Bucks now planning to sue the police department. ABC's Danya Bacchus reports.
This newly released police body cam video showing the exchange between Milwaukee police and Milwaukee Bucks player Sterling Brown, all happening because he was parked across 2 handicapped parking spaces.
Long enough time where I sat here for about a minute.
Until Wednesday, the only account of this January 26 incident was from the officers, who said in a report they were called about 2 in the morning after Brown illegally parked his car blocking 2 handicapped spaces. When Brown exited the store, officers say he became very aggressive and he physically resisted officers' attempts to handcuff him, and a taser had to be used to get him in control. This video, however, telling a different story.
Taser, taser, taser!
It appears to show police using the taser on the Bucks rookie without provocation.
and he went through his leg.
Hours after the incident, Brown, taking the court, asked about the mark on his face.
You know, it's an issue I'm dealing with right now. I mean, well, that's all I really want to say right now.
Milwaukee's police chief and mayor now apologizing.
Members acted inappropriately, and those members were recently disciplined.
Mr. Brown deserves an apology, and I am very sorry the Milwaukee police treated him in the fashion he was treated.
And Brown posting on Twitter, "I will take legal action against the Milwaukee Police Department to continue forcing change in our community." No criminal charges were filed against Brown, but he did receive a parking ticket. The Milwaukee Bucks also releasing a statement saying what happened to Brown was shameful and inexcusable, and he has their full support. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The NFL taking a stand on the national anthem and announcing a new policy. After months of controversy, NFL team owners voted unanimously to ban kneeling during the Star-Spangled Banner. Under the new rules, players may stay in the locker room during the anthem, but if they are on the field, they must stand. If not, the team will be fined. No word on how much those fines would cost.
Parents are sending out a warning about a new children's movie, Dog Show. Some parents are boycotting it because there are scenes that may teach kids it's okay to let people touch their private parts. The National Center on Sexual Exploitation says the scenes try to normalize sexual abuse. The movie is rated PG and is billed as a family comedy. It's about talking dogs who go undercover at a dog show to help solve a case. In the scenes, a dog character must have its genitals inspected to advance in the dog show. The character is uncomfortable but is told to go to a Zen place to get through it. Child advocates say that's the kind of thing a child abuser would say.
Ultimately, we are showing our children these things that they might encounter in life, and it's glorifying it as something funny, and it's anything but.
In a statement on the movie's Facebook page, officials say the dog show judging in the film is depicted completely accurately as done at dog shows, and they apologize to any parent who feels the scene sends another message. It's an obsession unlike most. Star Trek fans in the area have been part of a club for decades.
Each year they hold a big yard sale and cookouts, but this year it's the last. Chanu Hurst spoke with the club and its president.
For more than 20 years, the local Star Trek Club held their annual yard sale right here at this home. And some of the things you can expect to find there are things just like this. Liz Albitz' Star Trek collection, she started in the 60s when she was just a kid. It's been a part of her life.
Well, I started in the 60s.
For, well, almost all of her life.
See? Dr. McCoy. Signed to me.
This Star Trek collection in her house started when she was a kid. Fast forward to 2018, she's got a room full of collectibles and autographed pictures.
This is one of my favorites. He's my favorite on Star Trek altogether. I have met him a couple of times over the years.
So, my confession.
What?
So I've never seen it.
You've never seen Star Trek at all?
No.
Well, don't feel bad. My dad's never seen Star Wars, so.
I haven't seen that either. Didn't come at the best time, but thank goodness she has the Starfleet Atlantic, a local Hampton Roads Star Trek fan club that's been around for 40 years. Liz is one of the originals. She's been in the group longer than she's been married to her husband.
We have our monthly meetings. And back in the day, we used to do all the movie premieres.
Back in the day, a phrase club president Joy Dean utters with the reminiscent tone.
We are just a nice social group. We enjoy Star Trek.
As the club prepares this week for their annual yard sale and social gathering, the last one ever, after more than 20 years running strong.
After so many years, we're all getting older, and we'd like to kind of wrap it up.
I'm a little sad about it because I really enjoy the interaction.
It's an end of a tradition, but the love continues.
Live long and prosper.
In Virginia Beach, Chanu Hurst, 13 News Now.